Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody has been doing well. For today's set, I'm going to use Makartt's Wisp of White Polygel, and they're clear as well. Now I do have a discount code that'll give you 15% off. You can just click the link in the description box and it'll send you directly to their website. Now I'm going to be doing an ombre with gel polish, and I chose to use Born Pretty's Jelly Blue gel polish for this design. So I'm just going to apply the jelly blue onto the false tip. I am not going to touch the nail plate at all. So once again, just make sure you are only painting over the false tip. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of advice when applying these tips. Make sure that you place it at the very end of your nail bed, sidewall to sidewall. You don't want to place the tip too deep into the nail plate. Some people think that this will make the nails last longer when it is actually the opposite, okay? You're also going to want to make sure that you are removing the excess glue and blending in the tip with your sanding band. Now, this isn't a prep video, it is only covering application and design, but don't worry, we will touch up on that topic on another occasion. So as you can see, the color is pretty light and I wanted it to be a little bit less translucent. So I went ahead and applied 3 coats, curing in between. Now I know you guys don't want to see me applying 3 layers of this jelly. So I went ahead and I fast forwarded to the finished look. I love this color, you guys. It is so pretty. I am obsessed. Okay, so moving on. Right now we're gonna go ahead and grab our wisp of white and we're going to apply a ball of polygel onto the apex area of the nail plate. Now what I like to do is, before I start spreading the product, is to make sure that the ball is nice and even all the way around. So I'll just go in with my brush and set that up first. You're going to see me doing that right now. This will help the product spread evenly all the way around. Once I see that the ball is nice and ready, I go ahead and I gently spread the product to fill in the cuticle area. I am going to be moving my thumb so you guys can have a better view of what I mean. So right now I'm angling my brush and using the tip to push the product into this area. If you lay the brush flat and push up too hard, it'll cause the product to spread at once and bulk up the cuticle and could potentially cause flooding and dents. So remember to make sure that no product is touching the skin. This causes the nail to lift. Now, it's important to have a good brush that is nice and intact when working with polygel, especially in this area. You don't want a brush that is all frayed up, okay? I do have a video posted on what brush is best for polygel if you guys want to check that out. The link will be in the description box, okay? Now, you're going to leave a little bit of extra product ahead of the apex to blend and create the ombre. If not, you're going to flatten out your apex. So I'm just brushing and flattening out the polygel as much as I can to create a seamless blend. Now, luckily, this ombre was actually pretty easy because the wisp of white is pretty transparent. Now, once you have that blended in pretty good, all you're going to do is just make sure that your cuticle area is nice and clean one last time. Okay, make sure no product is touching the skin, and then you can go ahead and cure the nail for 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, my lamp cures the polygel pretty fast, so I wait just 5 seconds, okay? So right now I'm just finishing up and I'm going to cure it. This is how it looks after curing, you guys. Okay, it is looking good. It is getting ready for the encapsulation part. So up next, we're going to be working on the pointer finger. Okay, and you're going to see that I'm going to be doing pretty much the same steps. Okay, I'm going to be creating that ball, making sure that it is nice and even. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and angle my brush and start filling in the cuticle area. Now I wanted to give you guys another tip. Sometimes, depending on the consistency of your polygel, if you see that it's a little bit runny, you can just leave a little bit of space in between the cuticle and the nail bed, and you'll see that the polygel will kind of fill on its own. Sometimes if you fill it in all the way when it's runny, it will start to flood and you're gonna have to go ahead and clean the area over and over and over again. So you can try that out. And another thing that I like to do, I just did it like right now. You can see that I was patting from side to side Now, if I see that my apex isn't even all the way around, I'll just gently pat from one side to another. You don't want to pat too much on one side because it will get lopsided, okay? So make sure that you are aware of that. Now, I did have a couple of air bubbles on this finger. I don't know if you could see it too well because they were pretty small, but it's very important to remove them, okay? You have to remove every single one out of there because it will cause holes when you cure it, okay? Especially if it's near the surface. Now, if the bubble is not near the surface and you're working on a light color, you will see the bubble floating after you cure and it'll look a little bit weird. Now, I usually remove the air bubbles with my cuticle nippers. Don't be scared of air bubbles, you guys. You can always cover it with a polygel. That's what I love about polygel, that it is nice and flexible and easy to work with, and it does not harden unless you cure it, okay? It just takes practice, you guys. You're always going to run into an air bubble here or there. So as you can see, I'm just covering up the hole and starting to blend in towards the tip. I had another little hole over there. How annoying. But anyways, I'm just blending in. Now you're gonna see that I'm gonna be moving my finger a lot, and this is just to give you guys another view of what I'm doing. But that's pretty much it for this part, you guys. Up next is the encapsulation part, which is the easiest in my opinion. You're gonna see. But up next, I'm going to be showing you the middle finger and the ring finger. I'm not going to be showing you the pinky, sadly, because my camera just decided to not work. But start thinking about the steps that I told you guys. Remember, creating the ball nice and even all the way around, angling the brush, using the tip to spread the product, etc., etc. Now, I know that I'm pretty repetitive, but it is pretty important that you guys drill in these steps into your head, because it'll help your application process go way smoother and way faster. So I just finished the pointer finger, and I did cure the finger before I started working on the middle finger and the ring finger. So right now you guys should already know the steps, and I'm just gonna leave you guys to it. I will return when I get into the encapsulation part, okay? Alright, you guys, so up next is my favorite part, the encapsulation process. This is the easiest section in my opinion. So right now I'm just using my clear polygel and I'm applying a little ball onto the tip of the nail. Remember, you guys, this ombre, we used gel polish instead of polygel, so this does require a little bit more of the clear polygel for the encapsulation. So all you're gonna do right now is just make sure you have all of the blue section covered, basically every section that doesn't have polygel. Once you have the blue section covered, you're gonna go ahead and just blend it in towards the white section. Now I did apply a little bit too much of the clear on this nail, well actually on every single fingernail, but that doesn't matter. You can just go ahead and move it upwards towards the cuticle area and blend in very good. As you can see right now, I'm blending it in, I'm moving it upwards. Now this clear is actually pretty sticky in my opinion, and it does require a good amount of alcohol, but I don't know if you can see right now, it has like a weird film on top. That's because I did apply a good amount of alcohol. You don't want to cure it with that film like that. You're gonna see that right now it doesn't have that film. It's because I actually let it dry for a little bit. It is looking nice and smooth and clear. Right now is where you want to cure it, okay? Don't cure it with that film, because when you take it out, it's gonna have that weird look, that weird texture. So it is very important that you wait a little bit and it'll clear out, okay? So right now I'm gonna be doing the same thing. I'm just going to be patting the clear polygel to fill in the blue section. Once the section is filled, I'm going to go ahead and blend it in towards the white section. Okay, and that's it, you guys. That is it for the encapsulation process. Easy peasy. The next section will be the design. Remember, I said in the beginning, this video will only cover application and design. We are not doing prep. We are not doing filing or shaping. That will be for another video. Okay, so I will return when we get to the design section of this video. Okay, you guys, this is the final look after filing and shaping. It's looking nice and crispy. Now be careful when you're using your e-file. You don't want to scratch the bottom of the tip, especially with these transparent jelly tips, okay? Everything will show. So just be aware of that, all right? Before I get started, I kind of wanted to apologize on the angle. The following nails will have a better view, I promise, okay? So when creating these lines, I like to first apply a dot or a small line of polish to see if I like the placement. Then I'll begin my line starting at the point of reference by applying some pressure, and then I'll start dragging the brush, releasing pressure as I go, okay? If you apply too much pressure or if your brush has too much gel polish, it'll cause the lines to look too thick, okay? Especially when you're near the end of the line. You want the ends to look pointy, so you kind of want to wisp the brush when you're near the end. The faster you wisp or release, the better the tip will look, okay? I'm also using the tip of a 12mm liner brush. I would say that I'm only using about a quarter of the liner brush. If I'm creating a longer line, I'll use a little bit more. But if your lines aren't as long as you want them to be, or if they're not as thick, or if it's missing some color, you can just go over it 1 or 2 more times until you like the results. Obviously, be very careful. Now, I've noticed that the more you think about it, the worse the lines will come out, at least for me. The faster you drag the line and the quicker you release, the better the line will look, okay? If I was a beginner, I'd probably grab a false tip and practice getting the feel of the brush, by creating some random lines. Okay, so right now I'm using my dotting tool to create the dots. Now, you don't want to put too much polish on the dotting tool because the dots will come out too big. Now, what I like to do is I'll dip my dotting tool onto the gel polish, and then I'll dab it once onto my jade palette so that the excess product can come off, okay? You'll see that my dots will become smaller as it reaches the ends of the lines. This is because, I looked up the 2000s/90s nail inspo designs on Pinterest, and this is how they place their dots, okay? So they'll either go over or under the lines or both. Now, I chose to use black, white, and a glittery silver as my color scheme, and it looked so good, you guys, with the ombre. Although the silver was a little bit annoying because I had to go over it a couple of times for it to pop. It was a little bit more water-based, but I loved it, you guys. This freestyle was amazing. I've noticed that you can have so much fun when creating this design. Now, I'm going to show you the finished look of the thumb. I kind of went over the lines a couple of times to make them a little bit thicker so that they could pop. And you'll see at the end right now when I show you how the thumb came out. This is how it looks, you guys. Super cute. Very simple. Okay, so for the following finger, you're going to see that I have some marks on the tip. That was because I spilled acetone by accident. And like I said in the beginning, after filing and shaping, be very careful, okay? Because it is obviously very transparent and you will be able to see everything, okay? So this is a good example of that, okay? But I'm basically just going to do the same thing as the thumb. I'm just going to be creating my lines, applying the dots, just having fun with it. I will say that the middle finger has the best view of what I'm doing. Now, sadly, I wasn't able to record the ring finger or the pinky because my camera just died on me and I didn't realize until I finished. And sadly, the ring finger was my favorite finger, okay? You're gonna see at the end, but I'm just gonna let you watch me do my thing, okay? And when I finish this, I'm gonna actually show you guys a picture of the first time I ever created an ombre with this type of design, and you're gonna see how terrible it came out. But it's to show you guys that if you're a beginner and you don't like how it's looking, don't be discouraged because I was in the same position as you. It was not looking hot at all, but it just takes practice and time. So don't worry, you'll get there, okay? I'll return when we get into the charm placement. Look how beautiful these nails came out, you guys. Look at that ring finger. Look at that silver. I am obsessed, you guys. I love this set. I did not think it was going to come out this beautiful, but I can say that I ate this, okay? Now, I wanted to show you them one by one individually. I wanted you guys to see the silver that I added. I know that you can't see it too much, but it's there, okay? Now, after this, you're going to see the picture that I was talking to you guys about. This is my first time ever creating an ombre with this design. Don't laugh at me, but hey, I'm doing way better now, okay? So right now we're going to get to the charm placement, and I wanted to add some flowers. Yeah, I chose pink, black, and white, and I wanted to add some pearls as well. So I have it set up right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my rhinestone glue from Makartt, and I'm just going to place a tiny dot of glue onto the areas that I want my charms to go. And you guys, this glue is so good. I think everybody in the nail community can agree that it is #1 right now. It's not expensive, and I promise you the charms will not fall off, okay? I have never had that issue. Also, right now, as you can see, I'm using this little tool to pick up my teeny tiny charms, and this tool really comes in handy, you guys. I got it on Temu. Okay, you're not going to want to pick up these charms with your fingers. It's going to get so annoying, and it's going to make your nail process go way longer. But what you can do is you can go on my profile here on YouTube, and you can click the beacons link. The first option is the Temu option. If you click that option, it'll basically make you download the app, which is where you will be able to see my Temu pics. And unfortunately, it's the only way that you'll be able to use my discount code as well. But I promise you guys, it is so worth it. You get way more discounts on the app than online. And you'll be able to see everything that I use, everything that I approve of, and I actually bought everything there. Okay, so you're gonna know that it works and you're gonna get a discount. Okay, so it is so worth it, you guys. If you want to go check it out, you can. Okay, but that's pretty much it. I'm just going to apply the charms, and we're gonna get to the best part, the top coat part, and I will be back when we get there, okay? All right, you guys, we've reached the very end of this very long process. I know this video was pretty long, you guys, but you stuck through, and we are at the best part, the top coat part, you guys. Now I'm using Nails and Blinks non-wipe glossy top coat. Okay, I love this bottle, you guys. It is heart shaped and it is pink. I had to get it and it had pretty good reviews. Don't get it twisted, I am a Koopa fan as well, but I just had to try this one out, okay? So right now, as you can see, I am not covering the charms at all. That's not the look that I wanted. So right now I'm just making sure that I cover every single part that I can. But I'm going to go ahead and grab my liner brush and I'm going to, reach the little areas that I couldn't get into with the brush from the top coat. Okay, but that's pretty much it, you guys. I had so much fun creating this set. Like, I really didn't think it was going to come out this good, but I am so proud of myself. And for everybody that's new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or any topic that you would like for me to touch up on, write it down on the comments. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, on TikTok. I also have a Polygel community if you guys would like to join up. Let's get to know each other. Let's show our nail art. And that's it, you guys. Look how beautiful this set came out. I am obsessed. Stay tuned for another video. Bye, guys.